In our Taking Back Our Schools segment this week, we take a look at the impact of school board elections and the success of more conservative parents across America who ran for school board in 2022. Since November of 2021, the 1776 project alone has successfully flipped more than 100 school board seats, sending a clear message across the country that we need to put students first. Joining us now to discuss these historic victories and the road ahead is the Director of Coalitions and Candidate Recruitment for the 1776 project, Aiden Buzzetti. Aiden, thank you for being here. This is a good news story, and it's one of those stories that people probably haven't heard much about. We've all focused on Congress and what's been going on with our governor's races, but this has been a bright spot in this electoral cycle. Talk to us about how you've been able to compete, in particular, with these teachers' unions that have essentially taken over these school boards all across America.
Right, and first of all, thank you for having me on. And the success of parental rights advocates and school board focused organizations is really due to the fact that the message that we are pushing resonates all across the country, even in more liberal areas. And this is something that, of course, most mainstream outlets won't report, especially given the other results of the midterm elections. But over the last year and a half, like you said, we alone have flipped 100 school board seats just from a national perspective. And we are the only national organization that focuses on school board races, but there are dozens of other local parent organizations that are trying the same thing. And, even outside of our own successes throughout this midterm, there were successes in New Jersey, in North Carolina, South Carolina, Michigan, places that we weren't especially involved in, still saw a lot of success.
Yeah.
And the overall message is that parents want to know what is happening in schools, and they want to know that they can look out for their children, and that teachers and administrators aren't pushing things onto them from an ideological perspective.
Yeah, you meant in Brandywine, Michigan, for instance, the candidates that you folks endorsed with the 1776 project not only won their elections, but completely flipped the school board from liberal to conservative. Talk to us about some of the other successes that you've had this year.
Yeah, some of our main successes, going back to the August primaries in Florida, we helped flip the Miami-Dade school board to a majority conservative board. And this is the fourth largest school district in the country, which has hundreds of thousands of students. And even in this midterm election, we helped elect a conservative majority in Carroll County, Maryland. We helped elect people in Frederick County, Maryland. And even people that we supported in the 2021 elections in Colorado and Kansas have implemented review of diversity, equity, inclusion programs and passed local parent bills of rights. So this is a very, very strong movement, and it's only continuing to grow.
Yeah, one of the problems that I think that a lot of people feel is they don't even know when the school board elections are. In a lot of these states, it's not on election day. It's some random time. Oftentimes, it's also incorporated into the school budget, in school budget votes. And then there's the money and whether or not you can actually do something. But you're saying that people are making a difference. But how do you kind of get past that barrier and really educate folks on the process to give them the confidence that, yes, I can, as a parent, go up against this machine and I can make a difference?
Well, there are two main things to consider. One, you need to actually show up to your school board meetings. And there are local parent groups that do this. Local political organizations sometimes organize sit-ins and protests and things like that. But the number one thing you have to do is pay attention. What are your school board members doing? What are they passing? What is in the budget? And there are organizations that do teach parents how to do this. The second thing is you need to realize that parents, these teachers' unions, spend thousands and thousands of dollars, especially when they get scared in these school board races. But if you're able to connect with the community on issues relating to improving education, keeping these gifted programs, making sure students aren't taught to hate their peers because of the color of their skin. There's a good resonating message with that will lead these parents to victory, even if there are a couple keyboard warriors attacking them all the time.
Yeah,
on
you know,
social media.
it shows, Aiden, that the message really does matter. You know, a lot of people think 2023 is kind of an off year. No congressional elections, no presidential elections, but there are thousands of these school board members out there, and there's been a lack of accountability in many places for years. So just real quick, what's next for this effort as we head into next year?
Well, there are school board elections coming up all the time in 2023. There is never a break with these elections, and it's important to check with your local elections officials to see if you have some of these coming up in your community. There are about 14 states, I believe, and elections start, as soon as April for the general, and going through November of 2023 as well. So it pays to stay motivated and to pay attention in the first place.
And what's the website people can go to learn more about the 1776 project and what you do to help candidates?
So go to 1776projectpac.com, and we help school board members get elected by spending on their behalf. So we speak with school board members with an endorsement process, and if we are able to help you, then we can counteract some of the money that these teachers' unions will throw against you.
Terrific. Aiden Buzzetti with the 1776 Project. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the
truth.
No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.